A strike is an instrument of last resort. We've tried for 4 weeks to reach a deal with the AMPTP, and unfortunately, they have left us with no alternative. Although we're all disappointed with the AMPTP's reluctance to cooperate, the solidarity among SAG-AFTRA members has never been stronger. Based on the enthusiasm I'm seeing from everyone, I truly believe this union has the unity and the resolve needed to fight for the future of their careers.
Not offer a fair deal.
SAG-AFTRA's national board unanimously voted
SAG's board voted
strike order.
to strike!
Well, look, I think that people respond to authenticity and sincerity. And we are absolutely the underdog in this equation. And, we hoped against hope. We really didn't want to strike. We extended an unprecedented amount of time to avert a strike because it's not lost on us how this will impact not only our members, but people who service our industry, people who are in other unions that will be affected by this, millions of people all across the nation, people you don't even think of that will be impacted by this, And so in earnest, we extended, hoping that they would make deeper inroads, give us some meat on the bone so we can really have a meaningful conversation. They locked themselves behind closed doors. They kept canceling our meetings, and we thought, okay, maybe they're really duking it out in there. Maybe they're going to come back with something that we could really have a meaningful discussion. But we got bupkis, and I think that we were duped. Maybe they were just wanting us to extend, making us believe that something was going to come out of it, but all the while just promoting their summer movies while they still could. And as the clock was ticking, I'm still looking at this big clock in the room saying, well, there's 4 hours left. Something could happen in 4 hours. But the clock ticked out, and we had no other recourse. It's really a sad day when people that we have been in business with could turn their backs on us so profoundly, so disrespectfully, and dishonor our contributions in this way. I mean, I'm really floored.
Fist up, curtains down, LA is a union town. Fist up, curtains down, LA is a union town.
I think the agreement we have on the table is a very realistic agreement. The fact that the companies don't want to agree to it doesn't make it unrealistic. That's because, there are proposal after proposal in our package that would cost them pennies and they refuse to do them. Is it because those pennies are crucial to their business, or is it because in their mind it's not a priority to treat their workers with respect? I think the answer to that is obvious. And as far as Bob's comments go, it's hard to know what's going on in a negotiation when you're not there. That's not who's sitting across the table. And I think that if Bob, chose to participate directly in the negotiations, he would have a much better view of the necessity and the realism of our proposals.
If I can get something
I guess there were parakeets or maybe smaller parrots, but these things are huge. So I mean,
But, you got to realize we had an unprecedented vote of support for a strike authorization. 97.91% said yes, if we need to strike, we strike, because they are living it. They are feeling it. Maybe Bob, who's making hundreds of millions of dollars, doesn't appreciate what the journeyman actor is feeling every single day, who's just trying to pay rent, put their kids through school, and food on the table. That's who breathes life into every single production. But we feel it, they feel it, and that's why they voted the way they did, because everybody who is impacted by this, not the people up in the ivory towers, but the people who are genuinely impacted by this, have a keen understanding that this is going in a very wrong direction. And unless we put a saddle on this wild, out of control pony and pull in the reins, it is never going to be within our grasp to do it again. It is now or never.
So any SAG-AFTRA production anywhere in the world falls under this strike that's under our TV and theatrical contracts. There are some productions that are done in cooperation with local unions where the answer to that is a little more complicated, and our members who are working in those projects need to contact us so we can give them an answer, because local laws may affect exactly the timing or how that works. But for any member who's working on, a studio production, an AMPTP production under these TV theatrical contracts, if they're on location anywhere else or if they're here at home, that work stops at 12:01 a.m. tomorrow morning.